Hi there, Tomislav here. In this tutorial, what I will be explaining is the upper menu. So this is the menu plugin which supports various blocks, the tabs and images and various other elements inside the drop-down menus. If we navigate into product areas on custom hobby decals, we can see how extensive and large this block of upper menu is. So this upper menu is a menu plugin which gives a lot of options into current WordPress menu. So basically we can do whatever we want with it. It has unlimited possibilities. So let's get started into explaining how to manage, how to add new items, blocks, or how to remove some from this upper menu plugin. So let's get started. First, we're gonna log in as administrator on this page. Login on this page is hidden under WP login. Alright. Once we logged in, we can parallel to this open visit site. So we have two tabs. That way I will show you how and which parts I am currently editing in the dashboard. So let's start with the main parent menu, which are these 7 items: homepage, product areas, community, help and advice, new products, what people say, and gallery. So first, in the dashboard, we have to navigate on appearance menus. Once we are here, we can, if some other menu is selected, we want homepage main to be selected. So click select. Currently I have it selected, so I don't have to do that once again. As you can see here, we have the homepage. It's in the root element of this menu. So basically the product areas contains of one child element. This child element is the menu segment. I will explain you later what does it work. So we have a homepage, product areas, community, help and advice, new products, what people say, and gallery. All those 7 items from this menu. Now, as you can see, homepage doesn't have a child. It means it's a single page and a single URL. It doesn't have a drop down. Product areas, on the other side, has a really big drop down with a lot of blocks and tabs. We can see here that product areas uses a menu segment. It's upper menu segment. So we have to click on upper, and here we have various options. So here in the menu section, you can see that the segment product area submenu is chosen. What is this? So to explain you better, so segment product area submenu, that's actually another menu inside of the main menu. If we hover here, click, we can see the menu product area submenu. So basically this segment is loaded inside of these product areas. Why is this so? Because if we didn't have this kind of management, we would have hundreds or even thousands of elements inside this single menu. It would be really horrible and slow to manage, or to reorganize, or to even add some new blocks. Because this menu in WordPress works the way, if we add something new inside this menu, if we click here add to menu, we would have to click and drag that element all the way on the top where we want it. in this case it's not a problem because we have really few elements, really few these pages. But if there would be 100 or 1,000 of these, it would be really complicated. So that's why this upper menu is really powerful in the case where we have a big number of pages, categories, and such. So we can see that community uses a menu segment as well. If we click on upper, we can see that it uses another segment. It uses segment community. So basically this is one another menu inside this parent menu. I'm gonna show you these menus later. Now we have help and advice. It as well uses a menu segment with a different segment block. It's help and advice. Then we have new products. New products is actually fixed, and because it's really small, it's a simple drop down with six pages. We don't need extensive options from this upper menu because it only has 6 pages to show. So therefore we can simply add 6 items here. If I would want to add some new in here, I would simply find either the page or the post or add a custom link. I'm going to show you now, let's say youtube.com test. I'm going to add to the menu. Here we go. We simply drag it all over here. So basically we now added a test page. Actually it's a test URL to the YouTube website. We can simply click and drag wherever we want to. If we, let's say, drag it a little right, now this will be a child element of Join Midgets Speed Car Club. So basically there would be a drop down and one another drop down on the right side for this block. If I want to remove this, let's say, I simply click here and click remove. We as well have what people say. It's the same way, simple drop down with only one element, and we have a gallery page, which is actually a simple page. If we want to add, let's say, a new page in here, we can either find it in the view all tab or we can search it. We simply select what we want to add and click add to menu, and then we simply position that item in the parent element where we want it to be shown. If we want it, let's say, behind the gallery to be in the root, we would have to add it right below the gallery. So let's see now where is this segment product area submenu. We have to click here and select it and click select. It asks me whether I want to save changes. I don't want to. Alright, so we are now in a new menu, which is actually a child menu of that parent menu. So all of this is rendered under product areas. So as you can see here, we have 5 columns. The first columns are simple tabs. And on the right, we have 4 columns with our content. The first 2 columns consist of product categories, and the second 2 are simple images which point to some URL on the website. So we can basically play with this however we want to. We can remove these images, we can add some new product categories in here, some new pages, we can even add some text. We can do whatever we want to. This plugin is really amazing. So let's see how this is set up in the dashboard. Alright, here we have first a tab element. All these elements that are not familiar with you are the upper menu advanced items. So if we click over here, we can see this upper menu supports a lot of blocks, a lot of these things. We can either add a new row, new column, dividers, tabs block, menu segments. This is the ones that we use in the first parent menu, and we simply connect it to this other sub menu. Here we use tabs. Those are these 5 tabs. So we can click here, and here we have really a lot of options how we want this to be set up. We can see here that we want these tabs to be in fifths, so we have 5 columns. All right. Then inside of these, so basically this plastic RC diecast and other is positioned on the left first column. There are really a lot of settings in here. It's really, it would take hours and hours to explain everything, but there already exists upper menu tutorials which are free to watch for some extensive usage. So let's continue where we stopped. So this plastic RC diecast and other tab, it's a first tab, consists of 4 columns. We can see here column 1, which consists of number of product categories. Then we have another column which consists of another pack of product categories, and then we have two elements in here. Actually, these 2 elements are the images that you have just seen in here, the image of an airplane and another image in here. Those are those 2. We could as well add another 2 columns here and insert these into these columns. It would result the same, because these are alone. They don't have to be inside a new column block, because upper menu looks at them as columns because they are single and they are in the same place positioning as these columns are. If we click on the upper on plastic RC diecast and other, we can see in here that as for image, there is that image of airplane. So we simply can either remove this or select some other image from our PC or media library, the image that we like. One more thing that we have to set up is here under layout. So we have to navigate under layout, and in the item layout we have to choose image only. So this image will fulfill entire place of this column. That's why we have to click image only. There are various other options like image above with some title and description, image left, image on the right. There are really a lot of settings to play with. Alright, now we come to Wargaming decals. Wargaming decals is basically the same. It consists of 4 columns. The 4th column here is empty. The first 3 columns are filled with product categories. Water slide media is the same as plastic RC diecast and other, and we have custom decals and OM decals at the end. These 2 here at the very end consist of four items. These 4 items here are named the same. It's actually really irrelevant when the image is shown how these items are called, because we only can see the image, and we can add a pointing URL to some other page on these images. So how did I add these items? Basically, in here I came to the custom links. I've added some URL to some point on this website in here, and I've added a link text. I clicked add to menu, and that item appeared on the bottom like this, and I simply dragged it where I want it to be. Then I repeated the same thing that I've just explained with the images. We first have to go on image, we have to select the image, we then have to go under layout and select image only. One more thing, we can even add a custom URL override, which would override the URL of that image. So we can add, it's really relevant how you do it, you can add the pointing URL in here as well. There are really a lot of settings in here which all you can play about. They are all self-explained, as well as with the image and the text on the right, what does what do. So that's all for this first, actually second item in this parent menu. Then we come to the community. Community is as well a little complex as product areas are. Actually, before I continue to community, I'm gonna show you one more thing about product categories. When we select Wargaming Decals in here, we will see that this menu will change. So now under product areas, suddenly we have 4 columns. We don't have the tabs column on the left anymore. And how is this built? We simply built another home page. And this is for this page. So I've selected on Wargaming Decals, I believe. Yeah. So this is homepage Wargaming Decals. If we select that item, we can see how this is built now. So basically it's the same as homepage main is. It just uses different sub-menu segment. So if you recall, in the homepage main we used a segment product area submenu, and that is the default segment. Actually, I'm gonna call it a submenu. That is the default submenu for the homepage. But if we click on Wargaming Decals will have another menu. It will be the same menu as main. It's actually copied. So this is actually, that was the demand, and now it's really a little complex to edit and manage, because if you make changes in the homepage main, you have to copy the changes into all these 4 other, actually all these 3 other menus, because we want them to be the same. We only want them to point on another sub menu. So now this page is pointing, and actually I'm gonna click edit page on the top. I'm gonna just go back for a moment. Actually, I picked Wargaming Decals, sorry. Just checking some things out. So, yeah, I've clicked on edit on this page. So, this is the page. currently this is all just a bunch of shortcodes and such. We have to open this in UX Builder to show how it actually looks, but that's irrelevant for this case. We can see that Wargaming Decals uses, actually it replaces this menu with a new menu. So we have a menu manager on the top right, and this page uses Wargaming menu instead of main menu. Now remember, homepage uses main menu. The Wargaming Decals, although, uses Wargaming menu. Why is this so? This is so because this sub-menu of Wargaming Decals doesn't have a tabs on the left. So it appears like we are on a new website. We don't have those elements in here. So we have only items which are now in the full width of this entire block. If I go back into the structure of Wargaming Decals, so we can see that it uses segment Wargaming Decals submenu, and I'm gonna open that menu in the select menu, Wargaming Decals, select. Alright, we can see now here that this doesn't use tabs. The menu, the submenu that I've shown you before, this segment product area submenu used tabs. If you will recall, this doesn't use tabs, and that's why it has only 4 columns without the tabs. This is all basic, simple, very simple now. It's a simple 1 row with 4 columns and product categories inside. Alright. So this is simple. Once again, simple row with 4 columns and product areas inside. This is the same principle is for, I'm gonna go back into the home page now. The same principle is for both Wargaming, for both Plastic RC Diecast and other, and for do-it-yourself waterslide media. If we look at over here in the select a menu to edit, we can see that here is a segment do-it-yourself media and segment plastic submenu. So those are the two segments as well. So this means as well, if you are editing these things in here, you have to edit them, of course, in these segments as well. So if we edit, let's say on a product area submenu, I'm gonna choose it because show you first if we edit it there, because it's the menu for the home page. If I, let's say, remove scrolls and pinstripes in here and click remove, I have to do the same thing on plastic submenu. I have to remove it here as well, because basically it's the same thing, it's just duplicated because of the reasons, because which I explained. It was a demand, and this is the only way it could work the way it was demanded. So we can move forward now into community. I'm gonna automatically open segment community because it uses this submenu, the parent menu. We wait for it to open up. Here we go. Actually, I didn't pick well, sorry. Alright. Now in here we have first one column which is the column right here. So this is basically a simple column with simple pages. It doesn't do anything. So if we go back, we can see it's a simple column with five sub items, which are pages. If you click on column upper, we can select here how much columns do we want. Here is selected that we want fifths, so we get 5 columns. If we, let's say, remove one item from here, we would have to choose quarters, because if we stay on fifths, the fifth element of this fifth would be empty. The second thing here, we have a new column and it contains tabs. So it's the same thing like in here. It contains 4 tabs and each tab has different elements inside. I won't be explaining these because they are the same as product areas tabs. So it's a simple content in here and the tabs on the right side. The next thing in our menu is help and advice. I'm gonna explain this one. This one is a little complex. So let's navigate into segment help and advice, because the main parent menu uses this segment for that part. Alright, so here, if we visit it here, we can see we have 2 tabs right away. We have 2 tabs. So we have first, we have tabs. Again, a lot of settings in here to set up. And we have advice and help. These consist of various other things. So if we navigate over, let's say, advice, we have 5 pages. These are simple pages, and we have one big image which is static no matter what we hover over. So if we visit this, we can see that advice has tabs. These tabs are stockets, copyright, shipping and returns, methods of payment, and privacy and other policies. The fixed image is actually replaced for each of these 5 times. As you can see, custom image in here with a custom URL. This is the same like I've explained before. We click here, we select the image, we add a URL on that other place, and we choose layout image only. So this is the same on all these 5 places, and that's why the image doesn't change, because the same image is added on all of these. Of course, we can see here are some of these set up. Actually, it's not. Alright, we can move forward to help. So help has the same thing. It just, the frequently asked questions has a different thing on the right side. So if we go back, we can see that this is it. Again, help contains tabs, and these first four has only image, but the 5th one, which is frequently asked questions, consists of a column, and this column, actually it's only one column in here, and it has all these pages added. And after those, we have simple feedbacks and contact us with, again, the same image like on these sections above. There's really not much to explain in here. Everything was explained before. If you want to, let's say, remove entire this block, sadly we can't move it at once. We have to remove segment by segment, actually item by item, remove, then once again remove, and so on. That's only the way how we can remove these elements one by one, if we want to, of course. If we want to edit the name of this, we can click here and change it here. And of course, never forget, click Save Menu on the bottom right corner. Because if you don't, of course, you will be reminded whether you want to save changes or not. But always have in mind to automatically save whatever you change. After Help and Advice, we have new products. It's a simple hard-coded into the main parent menu, which I've shown on the very start of this tutorial, as well as what people say, and for gallery. Now we have another menu on the top right corner. It has a retailer's login, wish list, and contact us. To change these, we have to go on real top bar menu, and we select it, and here it is. This contact us points to contact us page. Here is the label. We can always alter this the way we want to. If we want to, let's say, add new element in here, we simply find it like I've explained before, click on it and click add onto menu and save it, and this new item will appear on the top right, depending where did you place it on the start, and then it will be on the left side. If you place it on the end, then it will be on the very right side. So basically that's the explaining of this extensive tutorial. Of course, it has a lot of settings and other possibilities that I haven't explained or shown you in this tutorial, because simply the Custom Hobby Decals website isn't using it, and it would take hours and hours to explain everything. So once again, we have a lot of menus in here for easier management and for easier editing or replacing or adding new items. It would be really complex if all of this is under one menu. It would be impossible to work in it. And this is the main power of this plugin, because it uses a big number of submenus in the main menu, and we can then easily change any of these. And basically that's all from me for this tutorial. Thanks for watching.